Saturday Social, brought to you by EA Sports FC with PlayStation 5.
As we have a former pro footballer in the building in Adebayo Akinfenwa, a man who played as a striker for the best part of 2 decades, as he said, we thought we'd task him with picking his all-time top 10 Premier League strikers. The rules are fairly straightforward, Joe.
Yeah, we're going to go in reverse order, 10 to 1. You've got to put a player in each slot. You two, feel free to hammer Bayo for his order and his selections here. I've had a sneak preview of the 10. I think there's some big names missing there.
Yeah,
but let's crack straight on with number 10.
Cool. So honourable mentions like the Owens, the Suarez. But when I was asked to do this, it was...
So no Suarez. Let's get out of the way straight away.
Yeah, no Suarez. All right, so this is what it is. I was asked to do for the Premier League.
Yeah.
So not what they went on to go and do, and that's what I'm saying. So for myself, what they done in the Premier League. And I think this brother gets overlooked. But I couldn't split these because, for me, this one had to be in it, for me, anyway. Defoe had to be in it in that sense, for me, for what he's done in the Premier League. But I also joined him with...
Oh, so he's on the fence straight
already,
away.
Already you're on the fence.
The reason why I had to do that...
You bottled it already.
No, I wasn't a bottle. I'm just, as a striker, Defoe, I think for himself, speaks for himself. In the Premier League, his whole more or less his career, scored just a bagsman.
9th highest score in Premier League history for Defoe.
So, also... When I did this and when I look at this list, but I'll summarise it at the end, for me, goals that's what it is, but I do feel like there's other elements. So I would have put Ian Wright in it because of what he made me feel for football and what he done for football, the character and all that. But he's not in it. Owen's not in it. He was Ballon d'Or winner. So there's a few heads. But anyway, these two, I think what Vardy done for the likes of the team he played, for when he come into it, for how kind of quick he got all the goals he's done, and to win the Premier League in the team he was. Listen, I don't know how the game see him, but for me, I think he's certified. I think what he done was just on a level that he should get the respect. So I put these two at 10.
And you played against...
Played against both of them, to be fair.
Both of them?
Played against both of them. Vardy, it was a problem even then. Defoe, bagsman, so I'm saying, so both of them. But we can start like that, so... Do you want to start per one? Or do you
Rory, can I just get your thoughts on the fact that he's put
one.
2 in 1 category? Is that on the fence a bit, do you think?
I mean, that's pathetic to start with, isn't it? No, it is, isn't it? Like, can you do a top 10? I can do a top 11.
Yes.
That's just ridiculous immediately.
Yes. He called you pathetic, by the way.
Do you know the maddest thing is? He said it when the camera's on. Because if he didn't say it when the camera's on, it would have been problematic. But we can go, and it's opinionated. They said they wanted strong opinions. Rory, I know where you live. Anyway, I'm playing.
Do you know what the problem with this is, though? If you start here at 10, I don't know where we're going to go. So I'm interested to see how this is going to develop.
100%. All right, cool. So we can...
So would you not have Vardy on the 10 then, or
no.
You would have him higher?
Jamie Vardy wouldn't be in my top 10, neither would Jermaine Defoe.
Ooh.
Nowhere near, in fact.
Okay.
Nowhere near. Jamie Vardy would do well to be in the top 20.
Okay, can I ask you a question? No, let me try. Do you know what the thing is? Do you know what I actually do like? Because I actually do like this conversation. And I guess it'll be better when you see the whole 10 and we'll have a conversation on that. But before we go, in your mind, so when you see a striker or what's yours? Is it purely goals? Is it so I know your...
I think it's all of the attributes. When you decide how good a striker is, there's many a metric, isn't there? You're looking at many things. But and as much as I appreciate everything you said about these two is true.
Yeah.
Goals for days for both of them, and incredible achievements certainly for Vardy. Jermaine Defoe isn't on the top 10 because you are going to have to leave out someone who is a true icon. Like you mentioned, Luis Suarez isn't in.
Yeah.
For me, that's just ridiculous. It was the best single season we've ever seen. Do you remember? He was banned for the first 6-7 games of the season. Okay. Remember, he bit Ivanovic. He was banned for the first 6-7 games of the season. Then basically won the Golden Boot, scored over 30 goals.
So can I pause you, right? So do you take a year, 2 years, when you're talking about a duration of being able to do something? So for me, I'm a Liverpool supporter, and that's why to leave Suarez out was mad. And if Suarez was in, I'm talking about for world football, I think Suarez is up there. World football. But if you're talking about the Premier League, so if you're saying, so right now, off that ilk, you would put Haaland in your top 10. Off that ilk, because there's got to be one thing of duration. So there's form and there's longevity.
There are other players that have done duration and what they've done.
So again, and we'll go to it when we look at my whole list. But this is why I'm coming back in the sense where, exactly, I'm a Liverpool man. So to leave Suarez was hard because in the 3 years, I think 3.5 years, he was in the... I thought he was exceptional. But when you're deeming of a career's worth of what he did, so his bulk of his work wasn't even in the Premier League. So to be able to say that over somebody who put the time and duration over that, that's the reason why. It's not wrong. I'm not wrong. It's not wrong in what you're saying, but that's why I wanted to see how you deemed it. I mean, personally, it is wrong, in my opinion. As in, but you know what I'm saying? But anyway, because we could be...
Should we go to number 9 so we get more of a
So
clarity?
personally, for me,
go with 9.
as a striker, right? Drogba. So for me as a striker, I feel this guy. So okay. So for me, I feel as this guy was
already gone wrong. It's already over.
Why you wouldn't have him in your top 10? You'd have him higher. What are you?
If you're going to name 8 strikers better than Didier Drogba, this list is already over, isn't it?
So
you'd have him a lot
higher. Oh, okay, cool. Do you know what the man is?
Higher.
I'm not even mad at you because for me, I love this guy as being a big target man in the sense of strength, attributes, big game players. That's why. So I was even looking at his goal return. I think he got 104, 103.
104 goals.
104, so something like that. But as in the sense of impact playing, nobody wanted to play him. That's why he was in it, in the sense
goals
where...
as well.
Yeah, but
if you rate goals, not only the quality of goals, but what those goals do.
Yeah.
But listen, so let's just pause, because I'm with you in the sense where, because he... Partly, I could have put him higher because of personal, just for me.
It's like five goals in a 9-0 win against Wigan, right? Winning the double.
What I would say is that if you're looking at metrics, because your stats, Didier Drogba was the 32nd highest scorer in Premier League history. So there's 31 players with more goals, and Darren Bent's on 31. But Marva, let's bring you in, because I think you've got the most neutral perspective. However, what you do say with Didier Drogba was he was a very big game player. His record in big games, cup finals at Wembley was exceptional. So how do you balance the Didier Drogba debate that the other two are having?
Well, then, if we're bringing up the thing of, like, Premier League, a lot of his big moments were also FA Cup and Champions League. So bringing that in as well. I do think I would put him maybe slightly higher. My issue is more with 10th, because I just feel like I've done a list like this before, and I feel like there were like 14 players that could fit into that top 10, and I don't know if I've got Defoe in there. But we'll see. We'll see what comes. We'll see what comes up.
9th highest score in Prem history, Defoe.
Yeah, but we could because this is the beautiful thing about this is, for me, it's you do take stats into it, because if you just take kind of stats into it, the list will just be the list, bar Lampard, because he's not forward. It's the list. So you then, at the end of the day, you have to take what you perceive the game as. So, and I don't knock that. So we'll go into that.
Let's see right.
My next one.
I think it's easy to judge when we've seen a few magnets.
Yeah. My next man. Oh, blood fire. Sorry.
So with the Liverpool hat on.
No, not even a Liverpool hat for me personally. It's not even a Liverpool hat. I just think when we talk about like born finishers, I think Fowler's up there. I think he's a problem. So for me, I think that speaks for itself. Robbie Fowler in there.
One of the most natural goal scorers that the Premier League's ever seen, certainly. Again, though, I do think Fowler exceptional. It's just who he's going to be up against. What I'm quite excited about.
Do you know what? Can I just put the 10? Because it seems like I don't think he can.
Put your 7th up.
Because you know what it is, right? Because I want us to have a look, because I want him to let loose.
How is this allowed?
List.
Has Salah, like, why are we classifying Salah as a striker?
Oh,
scores loads of goals.
He scores loads of goals, and the game's moved on to now what it is. So when you say
he's a winger, isn't he? He's a winger that scores goals.
The game's evolved now, because then, if you're talking about strikers, there's only 4-5 strikers in the world. Period. Now, there's only one. Back in the day, there was. You played 4-4-2. Now there's generally one number 9.
It's fair to compare Mohamed Salah to strikers.
So you have
to.
You have to now start moving, because football's changed. Football's evolved. Because then you're only going to pause from when it went to 4-4-3.
But would you have Cristiano on this list?
But but again, it's the Premier League. That's why it was. It was very. When I would discuss this, it was very much what they did in the Premier League, because this would be totally different if it was just players. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Are you allowing Salah up there?
I don't know.
You would have Salah in the top 10?
If we're counting him as a striker, I would put him in there.
Oh, okay.
No problem. But it's just a thing of, like, if this is centre forwards, I know that now he plays as like a goal-scoring winger. The position of a winger's changed, but when you think of a classic top 10 Premier League strikers, you usually don't consider someone like Salah.
Football's moved. So, but the reason why I'm a bit off of, because that means you're then pausing football for this foreseeable future. Now football's gone, you're pausing. That's where. So the reason
I think
why,
it just then opens a debate to other players.
But that's for me. That's what I think has
Yeah.
to come in. So when you're ticking a Premier League goal scorer, because that's how it is. Forward, striker, goal scorer, all falls into that realm of top end of the pitch in the sense of how football's evolved to. That's the reason why when you're talking about forwards, strikers, these forwards are now are in it.
Go on, let's see your number
Modern
6 then.
forwards.
Who you got with for 6?
This is low.
Oh, that is low. Sergio Aguero. And interestingly, I think he's got one of the best goals per game ratio
bad
in
man.
Premier League history.
Bad man.
Golden Boot winner in 14-15, 5 Premier League titles, 184 goals, 47 assists in 275 Premier League appearances. Is that quite low for you, Rory, for Aguero?
Yeah, I thought it'd be higher.
You thought it'd be top 5?
I thought it'd be higher because it's not only the goals; it was a variety of goals. You know, he was brilliant at everything, wasn't he? 5 for 8, brilliant in the air, left foot, right foot, inside the box, outside the box. I think he is undoubtedly. I think he'd definitely be my certainly top 4.
Top 4 for me.
So he's top 5 or
Top 4 for me. I think also if we're going to consider Premier League and we're bringing up that argument again, if we're talking greatest Premier League moments of all time, that has to come into it.
Yeah, it did. That's why he's 6. No, I tell you, that's why he's 6. No, the worst thing, everyone who knows I interview, Aguero's a bad man.
Yeah.
Been a bad man, still is a bad man for retirement, but he goes 6.
This is going to be interesting now, then.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Top 5.
All right, cool. Now
I mean, Aguero doesn't even look happy there with his magnet placement. He looks like he wants to jump into the other path, doesn't he?
Aguero's
Trying to jump,
He's
trying to jump
gonna
over.
tweet me later. Aguero, bless, you know.
Who's your number 5?
5.
Andrew Cole.
Andrew Cole. For me, this guy don't get half of the respect he needs to be getting. Up until Haaland, he's top goal scorer record.
Extended season, though. Extended season, but yeah.
Yeah, let's extend
Do you know
it.
what? I do know what you mean. I said this a couple of weeks, but I think he's one of the most underrated strikers in Premier history. He's the 4th highest goal scorer in Premier League history. And obviously only Kane and Rooney have overtaken that recently. So for ages, he was the 2nd highest. And he only scored 1 penalty. So actually the goals, and big goals as well, going back to your argument.
For me, regardless of what... And again, how I look at it, I do get that you take into... He was playing... It's actually... Where he got that goal, I think the record was not Newcastle. Playing with Man United, with all them players. I get all that. Don't get the game twisted. I get all that. But for a goal scorer, for the respect when... I don't think many people will mention Andy Cole when they're talking about...
He was very unfortunate, wasn't he? There was that one quote from Glenn Hoddle that seemed to stick with him. You know, where Glenn Hoddle suggested that he needed 4 chances to score 1 goal. And it wasn't true. He was an elite finisher, and as much as he did it at Manchester United, who were the best team at the time, you've got to remember that partnership he had with Peter Beardsley at Newcastle was also exceptional. He definitely deserves to be on the list, I agree. He might be slightly higher than I would have had him, but I think you're right to put him on.
You'd have him ahead?
I wouldn't necessarily have him ahead of Aguero, but I think it is correct that Andy Cole is on this list, and I think Bayo's completely right in saying that he gets overlooked weirdly.
To be fair, I'll put him top 5, but that's me.
The first
4.
agreement.
Yeah, it's cool. Me and Roy's cool because he knows I know where he lives. Anyway, say that. Number 4 for me.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney.
You're not happy as a United fan, Joe, with
I
this
think
one?
it's a little bit low, but...
Cool. I thought you was going to say that he shouldn't be anywhere around there.
Obviously, he should be.
Because I'm unsure about you sometimes, man.
I'm unsure about him sometimes. He's a very... They call him flip-flop. He changes his opinion all the time. Flip-flop his opinion.
Flip-flopper. No, he's famously a flip-flopper.
He's famously a flip-flopper.
Everyone calls him that.
Everyone
calls him that.
You think he should be higher? So you've seen the list, right?
Flip-flop, we're having him.
So you've had him in the top 3?
I would have him in my top 3. And I would also have Aguero much higher as well, I think.
OK, so you'd have him in the top 3. So, all right, so you would replace him. So
yeah, I just think Rooney, with Rooney's all-round ability, might well be
I
the
think
best on the
that's
list.
what's let him down slightly is the fact that I think in the later years in the Premier League he was dropping deeper and deeper, playing a bit more like 10. But I think that's why for a lot of people in their minds, Aguero then goes ahead of him because it's like...
Aguero ahead of Rooney.
Do you know now, though, as we're getting into the business end of this, top 3, this is where this is going to look wild. Because these top 3, I've already got 5 players. I've got 5 players.
He's doing it all.
3, 2, 1...
Wow, OK.
So there's glaring omissions already.
Let's break this down. Marva, let's come
We've got
to you.
plenty of time. Go on.
Wayne Rooney 4. What did you say about Wayne Rooney? Higher or lower for Wayne Rooney? Because it's top player, Wayne Rooney.
Top player. The only thing is, I personally might put Aguero above him. But I know then that messes up the top 5 slightly.
I just think Rooney's overall game and his ability to play in multiple positions, in multiple different styles. I think Aguero an amazing finisher and definitely... it's probably a better finisher, actually, Rooney. But, like, Rooney's ability to play as a 9, he can play on the left, he can play in the 10, he can play in multiple different styles.
That's why he beats him.
the scene as well, Wayne Rooney.
That's why he beats him.
Wayne Rooney, I think I like your four. I just think I'd have it in a slightly different order.
So your top four would be Henry, Kane, Shearer and Rooney, but in a different order?
Yes, I think I'd have Wayne Rooney second, Kane third, Shearer fourth.
Shearer fourth?
Yeah, I think so.
See, the worst
Marva,
thing
your
is-
top four, just out of interest? Would it be the same top four?
Can I just
completely
pause?
different?
Sorry, Marv.
Okay.
Sorry, can I just
Go on,
pause?
go on.
Because I was expecting, if I'm honest, I was expecting a way bigger
Yeah.
reaction.
No, I think the top four are correct, but there's
that's what I want to come back into. But I was expecting a way bigger reaction, but I didn't get it from you. I'm disappointed.
No, you're
But
going
anyway.
to. Because this is about to look wild.
All right,
because you've got big players off this list.
1,000% we spoke on that, but I've told you the reason of them. So
Yeah.
you'll tell me why they should. But Marv, go on, drop your.
I would just slot Aguero into between
Where?
Shearer and Rooney and drop it down.
Go on, give us your top five in reverse
your
order.
top
So
five?
it would be
five?
5 Rooney, 4 Aguero, 3 Shearer, 2 Kane, 1 Henry.
Okay.
One Henry.
Yeah.
One Henry, 2.
Basically what you've got, and
Yeah.
then just put Aguero in between Shearer and Rooney.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you've all got Shearer's obviously the highest score in Premier League history. Rory, for you,
Why is he not top?
That doesn't make him top.
Just because I think Thierry Henry was a better player overall. I think Harry Kane is a better goal scorer, and I think Wayne Rooney is second on my list and potentially number one. I like Wayne Rooney. I would have a debate: Thierry Henry or Wayne Rooney. I'd go Thierry Henry.
So then, what's the debate then?
But
I'm just trying to
because I don't think it would be wild. Like, to have him fourth, I think that it's far closer to have a conversation about Wayne Rooney being 1 or 2. But I've got no issue with that. Where my issue really lies is there's no Eric Cantona and there's no Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah.
And no Luis Suarez, but we discussed that.
Yeah, we
They'd be the
discussed
three
that.
that would have to be on. You
Okay.
can't not have Cantona on this.
Okay, so I can, but
But for
no,
Vardy,
but yeah, but
Vardy over
Vardy-
Cantona.
And, okay, so you know the crazy things and the reason why. I think what Vardy has done. So Cantona came and arguably was the shift for Man United at that time. That signing, that piece, especially in this modern era with how football is as well. For in those times where who's won the Premier League, you can see the names. And what Vardy's come, and again, slightly, and that I relate because he did it the hard way. Played through every league, the age he came into the Premier League, and the team. So this is I won't try and disrespect any players he's played with, but that's a Leicester City that he's come and scored over 100 goals. Took him to the Premier League, which some greats haven't done. So where you say about why Vardy's on there, because I think the magnitude of what he's done for that team, for everybody who don't go through not the academy, that process, still coming to that league but that season where he was breaking records, but he was the most feared striker in that Premier League. And
it's romantic, but it's
regardless of
it's romantic and inaccurate.
Forget romantic. The stats speak for it.
So there's no
listen.
stats.
Well, let me just land on that. So you can bring that.
Yeah.
So again, you say it's romantic. It's not, because he did it. He did it in this game where, again, football's changed. We've seen how quick it's got. We've seen that the names that will come into it. So forget romanticise. He scored the goals. He broke the records. He won the Premier League. That's not romantic.
It chimes in. No, but it's romantic.
That's not romantic.
Part of the reason that you put him in is the romanticism of the
I
story.
relate to the process of what he did. So it's not romantic because he did it.
It chimes with you. The
so
story
that's not.
chimes.
It's not like he got close and then.
Cantona, I think I got this right. Cantona played for Manchester United for 6 years. They won the league 5 of those years.
Yeah.
The one time they didn't win the league was the year he was banned.
Yeah, best team in the league.
5 leagues. He played for the club for 6 years. 5 league titles.
Best team in the league.
Because of him.
Yeah, best team in the league.
Because
and played
of
with better players.
Because of him.
So, but
He went from Leeds United.
I'm not knocking
took the
any of it.
He took the league
Not
with him.
knocking any
from
of that.
Leeds United, won the league.
One of the greatest
Manchester United
managers,
won the
had one of
league.
the greatest managers to work under, and had all the facilities around him to go and win the players with the
You
facilities
wouldn't
of players.
say that about Howard Wilkinson when he won the league at
But
Leeds.
I ain't gonna lie, take it back to Howard Wilkinson. I don't know Howard Wilkinson's
Marva,
story like
Marva,
that.
let's go-
I don't know his story like that.
let's
I apologise.
Marva
I don't know his story like that.
have a word.
Let's let Marva say this. Would you include Cantona over Vardy?
I would include Cantona, but I would also Ruud van Nistelrooy for me. I think it's not
Good shout.
being given a shout. And then for me as well, not that he gets into my top 10, but at least probably is above, is around the conversations. Van Persie, I think, for me. And then, Bergkamp and
Bergkamp's
Cantona.
his
But I
shout.
think
Bergkamp and Gianfranco Zola are both above Robbie Fowler.
No, they're not.
Of course they are.
No, they're not.
That's not even my opinion, that's just a fact, isn't it?
Do you know
That's
what
not
the
an
thing is?
opinion.
Let me say something.
It's not an opinion.
Let me say something. It is your opinion. But let me say something. Bergkamp, I won't gonna lie to you, baller. Listen, that you've thrown that, and I'm thinking, oh snap! I won't lie to you, brother. I won't lie to you on the Bergkamp show because he did make everybody. Because for me, my premise is that players make everybody around them better.
Yeah, elevates the whole squad.
Bergkamp did that, and everybody says that. And the best player, I believe, in the Premier League history has said that. So that, again, and this is the debate that was coming. So where you were saying about this and this, and I want to ask you a question in regards of, you cannot, don't care how you drop it, how, in the sense of better player, the amount of goals Shearer scored makes him to have the conversation of top 3. I don't care who comes into it, I don't care what Haaland does, he will always be in the conversation of top 3. Purely off of the amount of goals he scored.
260 goals.
There's no, for me, there's no other debate as in...
But do you think that Alan Shearer was a better footballer overall than Wayne Rooney?
No.
But you thought he was better forward than Wayne Rooney?
But no, for me, it was an unbelievable goal scorer. An unbelievable...
I don't think they're going to agree, Joe.
No, but
That's what it tells me.
For me, there's an unbelievable...
That is confirmation.
Yeah.
We'll ask you
We'll
at
never
home.
question.
Let us know what
That's
you
a bad
think at
point.
home. We've got to move on. There is confirmation. We all agree Thierry Henry, best in Premier League history. I would
We're
go
not
on
going
as
to
well.
agree.